Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is the fact that Joe insists that the banking system is safe. He attempted to calm the markets in a Monday morning speech where he insisted that Americans can have confidence that the banking system is safe and that U.S. bank regulators and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen took immediate action to stop contagion among small and medium-sized banks following the Friday collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. He said, Americans can be rest assured that our banking system is safe. Dear God. Anyway, he also made clear that investors in the failed banks will not be protected. He said they knowingly took a risk, and when the risk did not pay off, investors lose their money. He also added that the people running the troubled banks should be fired. I know someone else that should be fired, but I'll shut up. When asked by reporters if there would be a ripple effect and whether he could explain how and why this happened, he ignored the questions. That's typical. With bank stocks, most notably small, medium-sized banks, deeply in the red, it appears at first glance that the Fed, TSY, FDIC, cunning plan to implicitly backstop every deposit is not stemming the contagion's tide, if you will. However, don't let the fact get in the way of some good politics, as Joey Reeds, or Reddies, rather, not Reeds, Reddies, to deliver remarks that you have nothing to fear but fear itself. Okay, not when it comes to our livelihoods here, okay, our small businesses, our mortgages, everything that we have worked so hard to have. No, you're wrong. But he explains how his administration will maintain a resilient banking system. How is that when this isn't affecting you? This is affecting us as a people. He said, tomorrow morning I will deliver remarks on how we will maintain a resilient banking system to protect our historic economic recovery. All right. Is he really going to maintain a narrative that the economy is strong as hell amid a systematic financial crisis? Just asking. I think that's a rational question here. I mean, the White House statements claim that he has directed U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and National Economic Council Director to work with banking regulators to address problems at SVB and Signature Bank. He said, I'm pleased they reached a solution that protects workers and small businesses, taxpayers, and our financial system. He also assured action against those responsible for the mess. He said, I'm firmly committed to holding those responsible for this mess fully accountable and to continuing our efforts to strengthen oversight and regulation of larger banks so that we are not in this position again. Okay, I have a video that was actually sent to me, and I want you to watch it, okay? Because this explains exactly what's going on, okay? And then I'll come back to you. All right, hang on.
So the feds are not stepping in to support the banks. I think it's very important very important to understand what is actually happening right now. First of all, you need to stay very calm. Take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. So let's talk about what a bail-in and a bailout is. Let's talk about what is actually happening in the banking system and what can happen, what Janet Yellen calls contagion. So number one, a bailout is very different than a bail-in. A bailout is when they inject equity, money into the bank to save it. This happened with the housing collapse, and they saved these big financial institutions. A bail-in is when all the debt is converted to equity, and in the sale of the bank after the FDIC takes over, if there's money left in the equity sale, people over $250,000 will get some money back. So very different. Well, Janet Yellen said, no, the feds are not stepping in. Everybody on Twitter is saying that they said they were going to step in. They're not stepping in. So what this tells me is it's all game. They're going to let the banks go through this and try to control the contagion. This is her words, contagion. Watch the video, link in my bio. What happens is some banks that are doing well get hit by what's called contagion. So when one bank, like Silicon Valley Bank, that had billions of deposits, big companies in there, and some small companies that ran a lot of money, is when one bank collapses, it causes contagion, the emotional response in human beings. We are a debt-based society, and the banks need your liquidity to keep the debt going. Shit, our government can't even operate without the debt ceiling being raised. So if you go into the bank and suck out the liquidity, there's no credit to lend. If there's no credit to lend, there's no money in the system. If there's no money in the system, the companies can't operate. If the companies can't operate, you don't need employees. If you don't need employees, there's no credit in the system, and it gets cyclic, and then we go into a massive, massive depression. Or is this all the switch to the new monetary system? I've been covering this stuff for 2 years, and I'm calm as a cucumber. Because this is nothing new under the sun. Jesus was flipping open the money changers 3 days before he was crucified. This is the greatest time in human history for us, normal, everyday people, to take advantage of the biggest shift in generational wealth. You're not going to stop the shift in the monetary system. And if you're a baby boomer, you need to start paying attention. Your whole financial system is getting flipped upside down. And as everybody's looked this way, I have looked this way for 2 years and completely changed my game.
Okay, the messaging will be very clear here. This is not 2008, okay, correct. This is a good old-fashioned traditional bank at the speed of light with mobile banking, okay? In 2008, we didn't have mobile banking like we have right now. Well, everything is on our phones, on our tablets, and that's it, okay? We can even deposit checks with our phones. Take a picture, snap, snap, done. Shred the check. Right? This is not a bailout, except that it 100% bails out all of the VC and startup depositors everywhere all at once. Someone will take the blame. Yes? No? Am I nuts? Someone will take the blame. Mission accomplished. All right. I mean, that's all I got. All right, guys, I'm out of here. All right, I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. Please don't ever stop that. All right? And as always, fear less. Ciao.